Hello and welcome to July's Team Brief. In this edition we'll be hearing a little more from Catherine Grills, Head of Planning, Compliance and Special Projects, and Sandra Crosby, who's recently joined the faculty as a Senior Project Manager, about the move to MECD. But first I'd like to give you an update on the staff survey results. We've now received all of the faculty responses and I'm pleased to see that we've made improvements in a number of areas. Since 2017 there's been a significant increase in staff members having a place to go for a break, awareness of the bullying and harassment campaigns, and immediate line managers communicating effectively with their teams and helping them to find a good work-life balance. We've also seen improvements in staff knowing how to report incidents and accidents, awareness of wellbeing services, staff members completing or in the process of completing their PDR objectives, and there was also a 20% increase in the number of staff taking part in work-related training or development, which is a fantastic achievement. However, there are still improvements that we need to work towards. There are still significant numbers of staff within the faculty who haven't completed a performance and development review, and although the President's senior leadership team has augmented their engagement with staff through open meetings and consultation exercises such as Our Futures, there is still work to be done regarding setting out a clear vision, supporting new ideas and communicating important issues. In terms of next steps, the University Level Action Plan for this year will focus on 3 themes. These are communications and SLT engagement across the university, maintaining a positive working environment for all staff, and how we manage change. In FSC, we'll be producing action plans working with all staff across the faculty to ensure that local requirements and differences are considered, as well as looking at common themes and areas for improvement. These plans will be owned by the faculty leadership team, with working groups supporting their implementation. We'll be required to report progress to the Staff Survey Steering Group every 6 months. We'll continue to keep you informed as we develop the plans, and in the meantime you can find all of the staff survey results on FSC's StaffNet.
Hi Sandra, so you joined us very recently as Senior Faculty Project Manager. Can you tell us a bit more about your role?
Yeah, sure. So I've joined the MECD project team and specifically I lead the move team, working very closely with estates to plan the move of all of the equipment and all of the staff from North Campus to the MECD campus, which sounds straightforward, but we want to do that with as minimum disruption to staff, to students, and keep business as usual as much as possible. So that's going to need a lot of consultation, an awful lot of planning, and engaging with a lot of stakeholders right across the faculty. So quite a challenging role, I think, but I'm quite excited about it. So if we think about scale, in terms of laboratories and technical spaces, we're working as a team with around 80 stakeholder groups. And in terms of staff, we're looking at moving around 1,300 staff onto the campus. So that's quite significant. We've also got to think about logistical issues. So, for example, how many trucks can we fit on North Campus at any one time to move things? So taking that into account, we're looking at a total move time of around 18 months. So the move is scheduled to start next summer, in fact, in 2020, when we move the high voltage facility into the York Street building, a purpose-built building. So we should be fully occupying the MECD site by December 2021.
And so is there anything specifically coming up in the next few months that staff need to be aware of?
Yes, I think a critical milestone for us coming up is this September. We'll start the process, the tender process for appointing a principal move contractor. And as a faculty, we need to provide quite a lot of information into that process. Quite critical is confirming equipment, all the equipment and kit facilities that will move to the campus. So over the coming months, we'll be contacting groups to help us confirm MECD destined equipment. We'll also be in a position to start releasing move dates so that staff can get visibility of move periods for their particular groups, and that will hopefully give them an opportunity to raise any major concerns at that point. So I think the next 12 months is really precious time for us as a faculty, and it's important we try and use it well. So whether that's engaging fully with the move planning process and responding to requests for information and detail, or whether that's thinking about working practices once we can hit the ground running when we get into MECD, but also looking around now and thinking about actually moving and clearing space, looking at things we don't need to take and starting that process. I think all of these things will help us over the next 12 months to make the move as smooth as possible. So, Catherine, can you tell me a little bit about your role and your team?
Yes, so whilst you and your team are focused on the physical move and the logistics around that, my team, their focus is more on the change that MECD will represent for us in terms of how we work and how we support staff in adapting to that change. So of course my team and your team are working in close collaboration as well in terms of getting colleagues and students ready for that change.
So the pilot workspace project is concluding. Can you give us some background to that and what were the key findings?
So the pilot workspace project has run for around 9 months now. We've had 140 participants from across our MECD schools and the faculty office, and they've represented quite a diverse range of stakeholders that will be going into MECD. So we've had academic staff, postdoctoral staff, PhD students and PS staff from different disciplines and with different working requirements. I think we've learnt an awful lot from the pilot, both in terms of future design for MECD, and the decision around that will be taken at Capital Planning Subcommittee in the next few days, but also in terms of the change process and how we support people before they move in and adjusting to the environment once they're there.
So what happens next?
So following the agreement on the design brief at Capital Planning Subcommittee, we'll then enter a phase of several months, taking us to the end of the calendar year, of developed design. So a lot of those key questions about where do I sit, how much storage space will I have, etc., how does my desk face, and all these types of questions, that will not be answered by Capital Planning Subcommittee's decision per se, but it will come over the next few months. What we will be doing over the summer and over the next academic year is working very closely with colleagues to understand the change that MECD represents for them. This is not just about the workspace, but about the environment in its totality, because it will demand very different policies, practices and culture. So we will be working with the bridging structure, new appointments, we will be working with the communities of practice to articulate that new environment and get colleagues to think what MECD means for them. So colleagues will be getting involved themselves in setting those new policies and informing those new working practices. So it's an exciting time ahead.
Finally, the official launch of the faculty restructure is almost upon us, and I'm pleased to tell you that appointments to all the new roles in the bridging structure have now been confirmed. We've been communicating these on the faculty review pages on StaffNet and in Beeline. By the 1st of August, you'll receive an information pack which provides more detail on the faculty leadership team and the 2 school structure and professional services structures. We hope that this helps you to understand the new arrangements, but if you have any questions, then please do speak to your line manager or email fscreview@manchester.ac.uk. We've also now implemented our communities of practice, which are bringing together professional services staff from teaching, learning and student experience, recruitment and admissions, operations and postgraduate research to continue to develop consistency of processes and sharing of best practice as we settle into the new structure. I appreciate that as well as presenting us with a great opportunity, the faculty review has not been without its challenges, and the Dean and I would like to thank you for your willingness to engage to make the new structure a success. Thank you for all your hard work this year, and I hope you managed to enjoy a break over the summer.